I want the mic, bringing up nobody but the number one podcaster in the world. He done traveled all over the world just to give you some game. Kendrick Lamar. No, it's me, Johnny Reeder, back by popular demand. It's the Justice League Fantasy Football Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the support. The support that I've got these past couple weeks has been unreal. We had the boys step in for me. We missed last week completely, but we're back. We're back with episode 15 or 16, I guess, depending on if you want to count the bonus episode. I guess I call it a bonus episode, but it kind of counts. But I'm going to call this one episode 15. So I got some good advice in the podcast. Or like some good, advice. I was told, just get on there and riff, and I appreciate that, and I do want to have done that, but I just, like I said, I feel like I ramble sometimes, and I think one of my favorite texts of all time that I've ever received, I got, in support of the podcast, and I mean, it makes me smile to this day, and it was from your boy Luke. And he said, "Your crown's slipping, King. On God, the boy's about to rain down on Kansas City one of these days to put it back on." So, I mean, that just really got me jazzed up. And Matt also said, "Make it a bi-weekly podcast." So that's a good idea. I might do that. But we are back. We're back this week for at least 1 week. And I'm gonna bring you the news. So, what have we missed since? We missed probably one of the worst score lines of all time, it's tough because the Justice League, although it's a fantastic league, we have had some bad score lines in the past, but this one was definitely the worst one to happen so far in the 2021 season, and it involved yours truly, Applebee's Artichoke Dicks. Scored 38 points. And B-Ham Stinky Druettes won, scoring 54 points. So what can I say about this game? I can say that I'm not proud, and that I just want to move on from it, and that I do apologize to the league. I think I made the best plays that I could, really, in the end. Just top to bottom, my team was trash. I guess I could have played Christian Kirk. Hindsight's 2020. I should have played the Cardinals defense. That would have saved me literally a 14-point swing. And then Javonte Williams, I should have given him more respect than I gave Zach Moss. I thought Zach Moss might do something against Jacksonville. So, anyways, top to bottom, I apologize. And we're just gonna move on from there. So what else is new? So if we just want to go over the standings real quick, we have Dan Bites Kneecaps is kind of running away with it. So. Pretty sure we were able to talk about this last time the podcast came on, but the team led by Zach Jennings, I Chase Young Kids, has completely fallen apart, and it's really sad to see. Zach was 5-1 to start the season. He's now 5-5. Is that right? Has he lost 4 straight? Let me bring that up real quick. Maybe he didn't start 5-1. Maybe he started 4-1. Am I going crazy? I will find out for you in one quick second. Taking me a minute to maneuver here. He's lost 3 straight. Okay, so he started the season 5-2, and he's dropped 3 straight to make it 5-5. And I'm sure he doesn't want me to go on about it, but basically what's happened with his team is Tractor Cito. What's his name? Derrick Henry got injured, and that was the first straw. Then Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins were both injured at the same time, 2 weeks straight. So he had to play without them, and so his starting lineup for week 9 was just horrible to look at. It was Kirk Cousins, Josh Jacobs, Cordarrelle Patterson, Jarvis Landry, Rondell Moore, Tyler Conklin, Devonta Booker, Bills defense, Nick Folk. And so the people that you'd think that did well, that is to say, Cordell Patterson, Devonta Booker, Bills defense, they did. They performed to their standard. Kirk Cousins had himself a game. Anyways, it was horrible. It was horrible. This past weekend might have been worse because his lineup was Carson Wentz, Josh Jacobs, Cordell Patterson. At least he had Terry McLaurin back, but even then, Terry McLaurin's not scary this year. Scary Terry is not very scary. He's ranked 19th in his position. He's averaging 9.8 points per game, which isn't bad. But, he's had 3 games, only 3 games where he's broken 10 points. And only in those 3 games he had touchdowns. So he's only scored a touchdown in 3 of his, 9 games so far this season. So he's just not performing. But this week, Zach's got the lineup back, at least for now. Kyler Murray's questionable. Cordell Patterson is probably not going to play, so that's going to be a big loss. He's going to have to fill that hole with who knows who he's going to get. Probably going to have to pick someone up. Maybe he'll slot Devonta Freeman in and play a wide receiver at flex. But he's got his duo of DeAndre Hopkins and Terry McLaurin back, so it's not looking good. It's not looking good. He's got Behem Sneaky Rat Juice this week, so it's a big rivalry considering Zach is a Jew and from the Birmingham area. Wouldn't call him much of a rat, but we all know what Aiden was talking about there. So, anyways, that's a big storyline. And so I guess going off of that has led to Connor's running away with it. ESPN currently gives Connor a 100% chance to make the playoff, which is bonkers in my mind. Okay, it's not bonkers, but it was bonkers last week. Last week he was 7-2, and they had him at a 100% chance. And I didn't think that it was mathematically it could have been mathematically not possible for him to win. He was 7-2. There was 5 weeks left. He could have gone 7-7. You know what I mean? He can't go even now. He could have gone even last week. And if he had gone even last week, I'm pretty sure, Matthew could have still passed him up. I think Luke probably still could have passed him up. Tristan could have passed him up. And I could have been past him, too. So that would be 4 teams, I guess, maybe. And then Zach, I guess, maybe, also could have passed him up. So, I just thought that was a bit bonkers. But this week, he's 8-2. He's got a positive season in the books, but they're still giving a 100% chance. I would also agree it's a 100% chance. If you go and look at his schedule, it's come on, what the heck? Why does my computer hate me? Now I have to go over here and waste time on the podcast because my computer's being a little munch. If you look at his schedule, first off, week 11, he's playing Morning Chubb, so... But then again, Morning Chubb just got a big victory, so maybe he does it again. But Morning Chubb, and then he's got to play Hurry Fully Loaded, which is a tough one, and then he's got Chase Young Kids and Cut My Nuts. So basically, his floor should be 3. His floor should be 3. Connor should at least finish the season 11-3. And... I think he really could finish at 12-2. No offense to Luke, but that's it. Connor's just got a great, roster. Other news stories: I've stayed atop the Dwight Army of Champions, even with that loss, I've stayed atop. And then I think the really big one from this week, which, or let me see, week 9. Did anything else happen? Week 9? Did anything else? Jeez, oh man, my computer sucks. I guess a team that I thought would come back, Cut My Nuts, has been mediocre at best. I thought he would, I thought Cut My Nuts was going to make a little cheeky run here in the second half of the season. His team was trending up. But then again, he beat me, so that probably biased me. It was he beat me. He must be really good. That's probably what was going through my head. But no, he had won 3 straight, and he had done 127, 101, 114. And then he went on and scored 101 at Sigma JL, but ended up getting the loss. But since then, he's only scored 82, then 82. So I thought his team was going to be a little bit more fire. But he does have a relatively easy stretch. He goes play New South Charlie. He goes play BM Sneaky Rat Juice, then Morning Chubb. So, I mean, for the rest of Tristan's season, I would say his floor should be 3. So Tristan should at least finish with 8 wins this year, and I think it would be a bit of a crime if he doesn't. And then, yeah, so wrapping that back to week 10. So, yeah, wrapping that back around to week 10, we saw actually 2 big upsets. We saw 2 big upsets this week. First one, is not the bigger one, but is definitely a big one. Uncle Ron is Guitarded, who was sitting second to last, or maybe even tied for last in our division, Droid Army of Champions, took down Herbie Fully Loaded, who was that week tied for first with me. So Herbie Fully Loaded went down. Herbie Fully Loaded is now 6-4, and Uncle Ron is Guitarded boosted that record 4-6. So Uncle Ron is Guitarded is back in the hunt. He's back in the hunt, and I mean his team's looking quadruple decent. He's got Dak Prescott, Najee Harris, Ramondre Stevenson. I think is just a 1-week pickup. I don't really know much about that, but he went off. I don't know if he's a 1-week pickup or not, but he went off. So. And then he's got Darrell Williams, who also kind of went off this week, like more than he maybe has been doing, but still. And then waiting in the wings, Saquon Barkley, Damian Harris, and A.J. Dillon, who A.J. Dillon is going to go off these next 2 weeks because they hate giving the ball to Aaron Jones these days. And then Brandon Ayuk had a bad game, but he's getting much more targets. He's way more active in the team. And Devonta Smith is starting to pop up too. So Tristan and Aaron's trade actually kind of benefited them both pretty well in the end. Elijah Mitchell, I think, Tristan did kind of fleece Aaron with that, getting Elijah Mitchell. But if Devonta Smith ends up, doing what he's been doing week in, week out, then it could be, just as even. So Uncle Ron Guitarded, don't count him out. Don't count him out is all I'm saying. He could make the playoff. He's got me this week, which he could beat me. I'm not going to lie. He can beat me. He can go and beat Matt next week. He can go beat Aiden the week after. So Uncle Ron could break even, go 7-7. And depending on how everyone else does to finish up the season, that could maybe be good enough to get into that playing game. I mean, it'd be tight, but he could do it by all means. So it was a big loss for Herbie Fully Loaded, but I don't think Herbie Fully is going to be all that worried. He's got kind of a tough schedule, I suppose, actually, going into the end of the season. So he might be worried because he's got Matthew this week, then goes to face Connor, then he's got me. Not saying that I'm good, but, we all know what's happened with me and my teams this season. So it's possible that he could lose to me. And then New South Charlie to end the season. So on the flip-flop side, Luke could maybe be looking at 3 losses straight, and he could drop to 6-6 by the time week 13 rolls around. Then it would be a must-win. He'd have to beat me, or else he might be out of the playoffs, or he'd at least be up against the wall. I don't know if I should go as far to say out of the playoffs, but he'd be up against the wall. And all right, so bringing us back around, Sigma JL grind set against Morning Chubb. Sigma JL grind set took the L. It's a bad one. It was a bad L to take. Morning Chubb gets his second win of the season. Morning Chubb. I don't even know what to say about this game. It just out of nowhere. It just happened out of nowhere. And reasonably enough, Matthew started Tom Brady. Mahomes had just been looking so rough around the edges. And, the past 3 weeks straight, he'd gone 7-7-4, 14-0, 10-4-4. So it was really just kind of not karma, but it was the case that you had to bench Mahomes because he had 3 bad weeks straight, and I'm pretty sure Matthew played him all 3 weeks. So if you, and then it's just of course. So of course he was going to get benched, but then of course he was going to be, fire that week just because you benched him. So it wasn't I don't think it was Matthew's fault at all. It was just, that was just how, that's just how the cookie crumbles in fantasy sometimes. And it's just obnoxious. And then otherwise, like, Matthew played his best lineup. So, and I mean, if you slot Patrick Mahomes into that lineup, Matthew wins the game. That's a 26 point swing. So Matthew would be, 108 points to Morning Chubb's 90, but that's not what we have. That's not what we have at the end of the day. We've got Morning Chubb sitting at 90.92, which was enough to take down Matthew 82.9. So, congratulations to Alex, I guess. I mean, he gets his second win of the season. He gets out of the hole. He was on the road for history books as the only team to win, one game or less than 2 games in a season. He only had 1 win, but now he's safe. He's at 2 wins, so he won't make history. I mean, he might still make history, but he won't make that part of the history. I wouldn't say his team's trending in any direction, really. Mike Williams has been cold ever since his, insanely hot start. But yeah, he's been cold ever since. A.J. Brown, he's been kind of hot and cold, and maybe he'll get a little bit more hot, but we'll see. Ryan Tannehill's consistent. Dalvin Cook's consistent. Maybe DeAndre Swift gets a little hot as the season moves on. Because, I mean, he really hasn't been bad. He had a 4.9 point game and a 3.1, but elsewise he's been decent. So they've gone and faced Cleveland. That's a tough run defense. Chicago's kind of tough run defense. But then he's got Minnesota, Denver, Arizona, Atlanta, Seattle. So, I mean, Alex, maybe could sneak by a couple surprising results. But that is kind of banking on if he checks his lineup. So those were kind of our big talking points that happened these past 2 weeks. Not a crazy 2 weeks necessarily, no, crazy comebacks. But I mean, those upsets, that upset, at least the Morning Chubb over Sigma GL, that's a massive upset. What else is there to say about the matchups? Nothing really, I don't think. I mean, I think everyone pretty much did the best they could. It was just a bad fantasy week in general, I think. Just not many high-scoring players, really. I really think, for the most part, everyone played their best lineup. Aiden could have done a little bit better. He should be checking that lineup. I mean, he's had Jacoby Brissett in 2 weeks straight now, I think. But he should have been benched for Taylor Heineke, and Russell Wilson still sitting in IR. But yeah, so that's fantasy. That's been fantasy. What we got coming up, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. So let's take a look at Zach's graphic, the Justice League playoff picture. So right now we've got the leaders as Dan Bites Kneecaps 8-2, Applebee's Artichoke Dicks 7-3, Herbie fully loaded 6-4, sitting as our top 3 right now. Zach put in the wild card spot I Chase Young Kids and Sigma JL Grind Set. And then in the hunt, we've got Cut My Nuts, Uncle Ron is Guitarded, New South Charlie Town, and B Ham Stinky G Rats, bringing up the rear while Morning Chubb is limited. Oh yeah, one more thing, not to pile on to Zach, but I'm pretty sure Zach was looking at 80-90% playoff chance. His playoff chance now, 26%. It's dropped down to 26%. Which is sad. Meanwhile, Tristan's sitting there at 52%. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, I fully expect Dan Bites Kneecaps to make it. I think I just got to win one more to at least make the play-on game. Because Herbie fully loaded. So if I win one more, I'd finish the season 8-6. Herbie fully loaded. And if I beat Herbie fully loaded as my one more, Herbie fully loaded would at least be, or at most be, 9-5. I don't know how to do this in my head, but I'm yeah. Don't know how to do that in my head. All right. Now what? All right, I just tried FaceTime the boys. Didn't get anyone. So I'm going to try to riff here for, I guess, a little bit longer. See if anyone texts or anything. Maybe I can release 2 episodes this week. I just also want to say I thought Matthew and Aaron did a great job with their podcast. Yeah, just a fantastic, job podcasting, getting the information out there, getting the talking out there. A lot of good discussion, a lot of good fuel for me and for others, I'm sure. And one thing that I do want to respond to that is I remember you guys saying that Deebo Samuel and CeeDee Lamb weren't that scary. But guess who combined for 50 points this week? Deebo Samuel and CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's literally position ranked number 6. He had one bad week, week 9. But, okay, week 4 too. He had a bad week. But, I mean, he goes 16.4, 9.4, 6.5 is not great, albeit 1.3 is bad, sure. But then he went 14.8, 27.1, 11.2, 2.3, 22.6. So, I mean, that's like a pretty good. He was targeted 15 times, 9 times, 3 times, 5 times, 6 times, 11 times, 8 times, 9 times, 7 times. And, I mean, Deebo Samuel, rank number 2. And he was targeted 12 times, 8 times, 10 times, 13, 9, 11, 9, 9, 5. Got 5 carries in the last game, too, to chalk it up. But I didn't think CeeDee Lamb deserved that much stink that you guys gave him. You guys gave him a lot of stink, and I think he had deserved better than that. He's been good, and Dak likes throwing it to him, so I'm happy with the way CeeDee Lamb's performing. I think he's scary. I wouldn't want to come up against CeeDee Lamb, but so be it. Oh, yeah, and then my running back situation is boned. So literally, I started this season. Oh, here we go. All right, we're bringing the gentleman on the podcast.
Okay.
Where are you walking?
Well, I was gonna walk to the grocery store.
Yeah, okay.
Because I have no food.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm really hungry right now, so I kind of want to just walk to some food.
All right, that's fair.
It's quicker than the grocery store. But I got my backpack. I put on some comfy clothes. I can do the walk.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm really hungry right now.
Right. That happens.
Torture me. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was just trying to podcast, so that's why I called the group chat. So, do you want to give some opinions? Do you have any opinions to give for a fantasy football podcast?
I of course do. After this last week.
Oh yeah, it was definitely tragic. It's a good way to put it. Very tragic.
Yeah.
I
can if you want right now. That's
What was that?
If that would be good, I could start ranting if you want.
Go off. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Action. It's your time. Your floor. Take the floor.
So, alright. Here's the thing. If you had told me, Thursday night, that I'd lose to Alex, I'd be like I could see it happening. Alvin Kamara just been out. It might have not been playing.
Yeah.
And it made sense back then. But then Sunday night, if you told me I would lose to Alex, oh my god. it's not that I lost to Alex. It's just how it happened.
Yeah.
It was me not playing Mahomes on Sunday night, scoring the most points for a quarterback this week.
Yeah.
It was the 49ers defense.
Unreal.
Scoring 17 points. He doesn't change his defense. He only has the 49ers defense, which isn't even that good. Joey Bosa's pretty good.
Yeah.
But people score against them. They're projected to get which honestly is fair. Like, oh my God, pick 6, like.
Yeah, that was brutal. And then interception to start didn't help, and then the pick 6 right after was.
And did nothing, which like compounded with the 49ers defense. Like if Henderson literally just had a good game, that would have meant the 49ers defense also didn't do that well.
Yeah.
It was a tragedy, to be honest.
I would have not liked to be in your shoes. That would have been a tough Monday night. I would have been throwing stuff against the wall.
I was hurting last night. Because it was just like middle of the game, Sunday night. It's the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I should have started Mahomes.
Yeah.
Waller's not playing well. That's when I knew something probably was up. I was like, what is happening right now? But even then, I was like, there's no way. I was like, the 49ers defense are going to get, like, negative points. It was tough because 6-4.
Oh, my God.
Now looks a lot different than 5-5.
Yeah, I mean, it is an incredible, like, swing. Because, yeah, like you said, if you're 6-4, I mean, you're almost in. You're in, like, Flynn, but now you've taken the loss, you're 5-5. You're on level pegging with like Cut My Nuts, I Chase Young Kids. Uncle Rana's Retarded is like sneaking up on you too.
Know. Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't say it now, but on Sunday I was thinking like, you know, I'm not just trying to fight for a playoff spot here. I'm trying to fight for those top 3, one of the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied for just making it in. I really thought I had it.
Yeah.
And now it's looking tougher.
It's looking grim. But yeah, and your schedule doesn't. I mean, you've got me, and who else do you have coming up? You've got Luke, so that's.
I'm playing Luke this week.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But you also lost to Luke earlier this year, so. You know what I mean? Like the reverse fixture, can he beat you twice? It's tough. It's tough to do. It's tough to beat someone twice.
And Cooper Kupp is on the bye.
Is he on bye? Ooh, that's big.
Yeah.
But then you wrap up the season pretty well with Matt Roscoe and then me, then Aaron and me.
Well, I think both you and Aaron will be doing well enough at the end of the season.
Yeah. Aaron's gonna be a tricky one to come up with against the end of the season.
Aaron's still wheeling and dealing. I missed a text from him yesterday.
Oh, really?
So, Aaron, if you listen to this podcast, I did not respond on purpose. I just missed it. But he's still looking to make some moves.
Who's he trying to get rid of, or who does he want on his team?
He wants a wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
He wants, I think, Diggs, but maybe Godwin.
Okay. Would you give up?
And he wants to get rid of a running back. Or actually, he might want Waller.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because he talked about wanting a tight end on the last podcast, I think, right?
Yeah, well, that was back when he was trying to trade a tight end with anyone.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, who's he going to give up at running back, though? He's probably going to want to trade away, like, Damian Harris or Myles Gaskin, but I don't think anyone's going to want Damian Harris or Myles Gaskin on their team.
Yeah.
If I was him, I would just hold my guns right now. You know what I mean? Just hold firm, keep your squad, have faith in them.
Yeah.
And see where it takes him.
That's what when I was also trying to get a tight end, if I were to trade with Aaron,
Okay.
I asked Connor for some moves, and he said, that he'd stick with his guys.
Okay.
And I like that. So I might send that to Aaron. I'm sticking with my guys.
I'm sticking with my guys. It's like a football guy move to stick with your guys. All right. Well, um, I want to give you some in-person props for a great fantasy podcast. Not last week, but 2 weeks ago. That was great. It was great stuff. I enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you. I had fun. Like, I think it's a lot of fun. So if you ever need some help, I've got time, man. Whatever, work some ways.
Fair enough. All right. I will take you up on that then. Because, yeah, I mean, it was just like, it was good content. And then, like, kind of near the end, you were like, we were vibing there for a second. And, like, you guys totally were. Like, it was for, like, probably, like, a good, like, 20 minutes. It was just, like, a really good flow, back and forth from each other. And it was excellent. It was excellent to listen to.
Yeah, that's funny. Because I felt early on, it's just, I just think it's just the way I am. I was like, oh man, like this is a little choppy, a little bad. But then I was just talking to my boy Aaron.
Yeah.
We do that, so
yeah.
So it got into a groove.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well. What's up?
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah, hit me.
How do you think your team did this week?
I mean, I'm happy. Like, a win's a win. I'm not gonna complain about a win at all. The funniest part, I think the most ironic part of my team this season is, like, especially after last season, I'm so, like, full in on getting running backs and getting as many, good running backs as I can. And, like, I drafted Aaron Jones and Antonio Gibson, 1-2. And I was like, boom, there's my core. Like, I'm set for my running backs all season long. And now I'm sitting here, and my starting running backs this week, so far, at least without pickups, are Zach Moss and Adrian Peterson. And, like, it's just so embarrassing. And, like, but I'm happy that CeeDee Lamb and Deebo Samuel are kind of, stepping up for me.
Deebo is
so
amazing, bro. I finally watched, like, probably I watched like a full Niners game yesterday. Bro, Deebo is fantastic.
I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, I'd watched some 49ers last year and the year before, and that's what got me into Raheem Mostert, because I was like, oh my God, this guy's electric. And then this year I drafted Deebo because I remember talking to Alex Walk-On, Zach's cousin, and talking about Raheem Mostert, and he's like, oh, you like Mostert, you should watch Deebo play. And so I was like, damn, all right, Alex knows what he's talking about. So I took him, and then, yeah, watching him, I mean, what a player, what an athlete. Oh my God, Connor's in.
Sorry, did I bust in mid-recording?
No, I mean, you're welcome. You did bust in mid-recording, but you're always welcome.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm driving home right now from work.
Oh, wow, you had a late day. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow, yeah.
What did you have to do? Was it like a big presentation or something?
Yeah, we have a project due on Friday that we have to get done.
Okay.
Oh, I'm giving a demo to
So I don't know, what was the topic at hand?
We were just talking about Deebo Samuel.
Oh, what a beast. What a beast that guy is, dude. What a beast.
That was the consensus.
Oh, yeah, that was the consensus.
His yards per carry is insane.
Yeah.
His yards after catch.
Yeah. But it also kind of has a way.
I'm a little bit enjoying Matthew Stafford, like, sucking. It's kind of...
I mean, yeah, he was riding the high for a while there. But now, if you listen to all these, like, sports talk shows, everyone's turning against him so quick.
Really?
It's like, yeah. This is exactly like what he was in Detroit. Sean McClay was hiding it for so long, but, everyone returns to the mean. And I'm like, all right, well, that's a bit much.
I think it's just the LA life that's getting to him. He's not used to it. He probably got poop thrown on him this week or something like that. And he can't handle the LA life. It's catching up.
I mean, I think he'll play better than what he did the past 2 weeks. He's not going to play like this for the rest of the season, but
I don't know.
I feel like now people kind of understand, like, yeah, maybe it wasn't all the Lions. I mean, Matthew Stafford definitely was a part of the reason why we were so bad.
Right.
Like, he's not like a Tom Brady or
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers or anything like that. Not even close.
You know who else is like a really good player after watching him? Deontay Johnson. I got to watch the Steelers play. Not necessarily this week, but the week before. Like, he's a beast too. Like, he's super quick, great hands. What a player.
He's a good player.
Aaron didn't really give him his dues, but like we briefly talked to him with the Christmas team last time.
I couldn't really. You're kind of. There's a lot of noise coming from your end.
There are cars, right? I'm right by a big street.
Okay. Sounds like there's like a train.
I would take a side street, but that's a slower way. So I think you're just gonna have to deal with it.
All right. Stay in the light. You know, don't get stabbed or anything.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Now it's nice and quiet.
You guys probably already did this, but big up to Zach's playoff picture graphic.
Oh yeah, we hadn't talked about that yet. But yeah, I thought that was so cool.
It's hilarious.
It was great. I think ESPN kind of over. So this is me, Connor. I'm not trying to offend you. I thought ESPN jumped the gun. Last week, they gave you a 100% playoff chance when technically you were still mathematically able to be eliminated from that.
No,
so
I agree. I was wondering that too. That's not right.
Yeah,
how do you give someone a 100% chance when there's like a 1% chance they don't make it? I totally agree.
Yeah, I thought they jumped the gun. But this week, I'm like, okay, now it's 100%. He's definitely in. Like, the's no shot.
Is it 100%?
Can you tell me what I'm at?
Matthew, you're at 74%.
Oh, that's okay. That's not bad. I thought it was going to be worse.
So yeah, but no, I think
I saw that, Johnny. I saw that too, Johnny. I was like, that's just not right. Like,
right? Like it was just. I mean, it was
not even jumping the gun. It's just like bad math.
It's just bad math. Yeah. But now I don't know. I don't think you're still technically. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess you're not technically completely safe, but.
Do you do it by divisions or just top 5 records?
I think it's gonna be top 5 records. I was thinking maybe 2 division winners and then the next 3, but I think it's just got to be top 5 records.
Yeah, I mean,
because the 2 division winners, like they're gonna get in anyways.
Make it, but yeah, I don't think it's 100%.
Yeah. I guess ESPN does it by division records. So, but I guess I would, if it doesn't work out that way, I would, change the bracket so that it is top 5 records.
I thought it was record, then it goes to points scored.
Yes.
Like
so that's technically.
That's good. That's what it should be.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But ESPN automatically sets it up. Like the way that they do it is they've got the 2 division winners in first. I think.
Sure.
Don't quote me on that though.
All right.
Oh yeah, another part about like the loss. Sorry to pile on your loss, Matthew, but I just noticed this as well. Was Morning Chubb? He was kind of on pace to go 1 win on the season, but now he's got 2 wins, so he's safe from making history as the only team to not win more than 2 games.
Okay, I'm gonna leave for a second. I'll be back later.
Alrighty, see you in a sec, Connor.
All right, I'm turning down a quieter street, Johnny.
Okay.
Better audio. Any waiver wire pickups you thinking about?
Yeah, I'm thinking of. I've got 5. I've got 5 on the queue right now. I'm trying to spread my oats.
5?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I get at least one player because I need one.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get one
like,
running back. So
like 9.
you've got 9.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No. I'm saying you're like 9th on the waiver.
Oh yeah. I'm way down there. So I need to. Yeah.
I only got. I think only 2. I might not even try to get a defense.
That's fair.
Might roll it with Ravens D.
Yeah, they got Cleveland this week. Is it? It's someone playable. That's what I remember because I picked up the Ravens in Zach's family league, so it's someone playable. They've got Chicago. Yeah. Okay, so they've got Chicago, so you could get away with that for sure. You've got Rashad Bateman slotted in the lineup.
I do, man. I feel I'm annoyed because I feel like everyone else in the league has gotten one starter off of their sleeper pick waiver wire. I guess actually Michael Carter I got him off.
Yeah, Michael Carter's a good pickup.
Yeah. But I want Bateman to be the guy. He's been doing better,
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I don't think he might not start.
It would be interesting. I mean, especially off of a big loss, Ravens could come out and Jackson could just go nuts and pass it. So, but I mean, it's so far this year. It's been what's his face, Hollywood Brown as kind of the wide receiver.
Absolutely. So now I'm just in my head though about I think Johnny, you cursed me about starting Mahomes or Brady.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna be wrong every time. Especially this week, Mahomes did really well, and usually I'd always defer to Mahomes. But Brady's playing the Giants. Mahomes is playing Dallas.
Well, if it makes oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say there's that trend that the teams that didn't cover the week before, you're supposed to bet on them when they're playing teams that covered the week before. But the Giants were on bye, so it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, I probably definitely because I feel like for 3 or 4 weeks straight, I just said in the power rankings oh, is he gonna play Tom Brady over Mahomes?
Yeah, I know.
And then you finally did it, and then of course.
One time I chose it cost me. Although
I apologize.
No, it's okay. I really wanted to bench Mahomes anyway. It would have looked genius if he had another 10-point show.
But instead, history is made. Oh, Connor's back.
Yeah.
Hi there, Connor.
Hi, Johnny.
So are you gonna start resting your boys since you're kind of looking at the playoffs? You're like, all right, I might be in. Start getting some rest for the.
That's actually what's gonna screw me. Is people are gonna rest their players.
Yeah.
Like Dallas.
Yeah, Zeke.
Dallas the other day, they rested Zeke. Actually, it probably won't screw me too bad. I don't a lot of my players aren't on great teams, so. I
mean, Lamar Jackson. How many wins do they have?
They still need to play.
Yeah, right.
Fighting for the playoffs.
The AFC, there still there really isn't any team that's gonna lock it up.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, either division, you're gonna want to fight for the 1 seed.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they're gonna want to fight for buys.
Rams, Cardinals, Bucks, they're gonna be playing all the way until week 17. I feel like.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough thing to get the sweet spot of when to have the fantasy football championship. Do you because you definitely don't want to do it the last week, but would 2 weeks before be too early, or is it enough. So I don't know. I feel like that's a tough one to judge.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think my team is I think my team's a little overrated. I think I'm better than my record. Or I'm worse than my record.
I think the argument could be made. I'm not going to make the argument, but I think someone could make the argument that you might be right.
The team is really that good in this league.
For over the past couple weeks, no one's kind of really been
playing well.
Ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
mean, Zach was that team, but he got fucked.
Yeah, but
got destroyed. And did you hear Kyler Murray is still day to day?
Really?
Next week too.
Jeez.
Yeah, I feel bad for Zach. He got screwed.
I mean, I don't know what he did, who he's insulted to get get the luck that he did. But he took down he must have spat on some higher power's grave to just get screwed.
At the points per game, just the downhill slide he's on right now. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's so visible because week 7 he's 127, week 8 he's 88, week 9 he's 78, and then week 10 he's 48. So it's kind of funny, but it's also sad at the same time. Just because how visible, the cutoff, you can very clearly see he had a fantastic team, and then something happened to it.
Yeah.
You can say I'm a little overrated, but at the same time, I have the second most points for in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your record
So I mean,
pretty much reflects. Wait, do you have 2 losses or 3 losses?
2.
2. All right.
But I don't have a lot. My points against is I have 925 points against, which is
that low?
kind of lucky. Yeah, a little bit. What about Aaron's team though, dude?
Aaron's on the up and up. I mean,
Aaron's kind of coming back.
he's making his run.
Well. And he's doing it through actually scoring points,
Yeah.
No ticky-tack wins.
It's true.
Yeah, he's done well to turn it around. I mean, he's over he was facing the top 3 teams in our league, Zach, Connor, and Luke, and he came away, with 2 wins. So I was chalking him up to lose all 3 of those games, but
Yeah, although, like we were saying, this was definitely the time to fight.
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah. I mean, he maybe should have beat Connor too, because Connor, you only beat him by 2 points.
Who, Aaron?
Yeah, and that was the Monday night too, wasn't it? Who was playing that Monday night?
Can't remember.
I feel like was it Deontay Johnson in Chicago
Yeah, I kind of remember
versus
getting maybe a little.
Pat Fryermuth?
I'm gonna look at the.
Yeah, I think it was Pat Fryermuth. Because at the start of the game, they tossed a touchdown to Pittsburgh. Tossed that touchdown to Pat Fryermuth, and there's the comeback's on.
That's right. Yeah, dude, that's fucking right. Yeah.
And then he was slowly inching his way back.
I think Deontay Johnson had maybe a late reception.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Over the edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember. I was losing at one point.
Yeah. I mean, the lead changed like 3 times in the last couple seconds. Because Najee also got minus 3 yards or something, and
I think that's what it was.
that pushed him back.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, Aaron's definitely got a strong. Yeah. All right. Do you guys have any inflammatory statements to get people tweeting and talking about the podcast?
Oh, God,
can you guys?
Drama. All right.
You guys help me start something here so we can get some good audience attention.
I don't know.
Just guarantee that you're gonna make the playoffs and And I don't
I
know.
thought you were talking about like trash talk. Like,
Oh, you could trash talk too. Absolutely, you could trash
mean
talk.
stuff to say to someone.
Doesn't have to be that mean. You can just,
We can, talk about Dave Portnoy, like come at him a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, ready? All right, who wants to start? Who's got something good?
The thing is, he would probably respond. Like, he would. Do you see what this fucking kid did? Fucking fantasy football podcast.
Well, I mean, first off, he's kind of one of like the funniest looking dudes like out there. Like he's just funny looking. I don't want to roast him too hard for that, but he's got the big nose.
He's kind of lucky that he's where he's at. I mean, it's not like he's some I don't think he's like any genius by any stretch of the imagination.
I think he's got some smarts. I mean, you gotta have some know-it-all to be able to bring a company up like he has. But I mean, just like the way his eyes are, his nose like is skinny and then it just grows as it goes down. His lips are kind of small. His ears are fine, but I mean, he's just a funny-looking guy. And then he also...
He is a funny... He's just man. Kind of like that slight speech impediment.
His accent, his Boston accent.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's not a speech impediment, it's just his accent, but...
I'm Dave Portnoy. Hey. That's all right. That's the best we could come up with, I guess. He's probably not going to respond to that. How about this? We believe Business Insider. We side with Business Insider. We think Dave Portnoy absolutely 1,000% did it. Come at us, Dave.
Rapist.
You serial rapist.
It's like,
Matthew, you're kind of quiet again.
What is Matthew doing right now? I saw him FaceTiming in the dark earlier.
He's going to get some food.
I'm at the grocery store right now.
Oh yeah. Shopping. You should get some one bite pizzas. And oh my god, all right, so get some one bite pizzas and then we can no, cuz if we buy the one bite pizzas then that money goes to him. So never mind, that doesn't make sense.
What, were you at Walmart, Matthew? They only sell them at Walmart.
I am not. I'm at Safeway.
Is that like a grocery store chain? And
It is a grocery store chain. It's California and shit, man.
I bet it ain't no Kroger though.
It's not Kroger. I wish I was at Kroger right now.
Yeah, exactly. There ain't nothing better than a Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger snacks.
That Kroger on Maple is the best.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Grocery store ever.
The only bad thing is they don't bag your groceries correctly. They do such a bad job bagging your groceries. Yeah, I mean they don't.
One wouldn't sell me beer with a vertical ID either.
Yeah, I remember you telling us that. That was
kind of what a bitch.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, we've got this place called Hen House over here in Kansas City, and their prices are just. I pay so much money for groceries. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I feel like half my wage goes into groceries.
How much?
I paid $300 last month in groceries. Last month, yeah.
All right.
That's not bad?
I mean, it's a lot, I guess, but it's not crazy.
All right. I guess just in my mind that seemed like a lot, but maybe I'm not. I mean, I'm at $282 right now, but Thanksgiving's coming up next week, so I'll probably break $300 again. But if there wasn't Thanksgiving next week, I'd definitely be close, pushing $400.
How often do you go to the grocery store?
Probably 1.5 times a week. So like some weeks 2 times, other weeks 1 time.
Huh. Interesting.
But I don't know. I just like it always catches up to me because I'll be like, I'll go to the grocery store. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm only gonna get like these like 6 or 7 items, and then I feel like I do a pretty good job of keeping it to like 10. But then I'll end up paying like $100, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm buying like rice and like $5 meat, and then all of a sudden my bill's like $100. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Here?
My bill going for like a week worth of food is probably always around like 80, 90.
Yeah.
The benefit of living at home. Everything else sucks, but I get free food.
Free food, free rent. That's too big.
So much money, dude.
It's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of good money saved right there.
That is really nice.
But there is a downside because I'm fucking at home. So, and I'm in Birmingham without you guys.
Hey, we're coming back.
We're coming back.
I know we're gonna tear this town up, dude.
Are we going to the Dows? Because I think everyone's gonna be at the Dows. I think it'll be interesting.
Everyone's gonna be there.
All right.
Yeah, I don't care. The Dow or like O2's or Royal Oak.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people there.
All right.
But I'm down for whatever.
That sounds good to me.
But the Dow, there'll be a ton of Sion people there.
Hopefully, be there. She can bring her friends.
Who was I talking about with recently? Tristan last like a few days ago. Apparently, she's like just a raging whore.
Oh my God! All right, don't say that on live TV, dude. That's getting
so
cut.
Funny, bro.
That's getting cut, Connor. I'm not putting that on live TV.
Come on.
Yeah, you probably should cut that. I'm sorry, you should cut that.
Oh my God. There we go. There's our inflammatory statement. I did ask for an inflammatory statement, but that's
just cut.
That's not what I was thinking.
And just leave everything else in, so people will be wondering what I said.
Yeah, they'll be like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually bad. I should not have said that.
Johnny, you got to get us back on track. What do you want us to talk about?
Oh yeah, okay. Can we talk about the college football playoff for a second here? I want to make it known that that Michigan State should be above Michigan. Like that was bonkers that they put you guys below us.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you said that.
Absolutely bonkers.
College football rankings are so dumb. Like you know what? Notre Dame should have lost to, like Texas A&M instead of Cincinnati. Clearly, they'd beat number 2 if that were the case.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys beat Cincinnati, yeah, I think you guys would be up there. But I'm kind of on the side of like, I don't think Cincinnati should be in the playoff. Sue me, but I don't think they should be in there.
Yeah, that's kind of fine. But, I mean,
I just saw a tweet that said Justin Verlander signed with the Tigers, but it's not real.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Dude, did you see?
I got baited. It was Ken Rosenthal. like THAW. I got baited.
I mean, there were a ton of people watching Verlander, just like throw earlier, like this week or this month, and it's like, bro, he's 40 years old. Like,
wow.
I think he's going to the Yankees.
Did you guys know Justin Verlander's brother, Ben Verlander, went to a high school called Goochland?
no.
That put a smile on my face. Goochland High School. Goochland. Where is that? That's in Virginia. Oh my God, it's all Goochland. It's Goochland Family YMCA.
They only have the vegetable fried rice of the fried rice I like, not the chicken fried rice.
Pass.
I'm still getting it.
Ah, okay. It's healthy. That's healthy for you. I've started to understand why people like eat unhealthy, because I've been just like making hamburgers for myself left and right over here. And then I've had to stop. I've had to be like, all right, I've eaten hamburgers so many times within the past 2 weeks. I gotta eat something. Gotta eat some non-red meat. Okay, sorry about that. We were supposed to be talking about fantasy football.
No, we can talk about whatever.
But we'll wrap up. Let's wrap up the fantasy football for the podcast. We're closing in on 40 minutes, and I already did about 10 minutes introduction. All right. Well, let's go through the Week 11 matchups. So we got me against Aaron Kaplan. Who you guys got? I'll stay neutral. I won't give a pick.
Hold on, I have to pull it up. Give me a second.
Yeah, give me some info. Anyone
Sure.
on bye week?
So Dak Prescott's playing KC. Najee's got Los Angeles Chargers, who are like the worst run defense. A.J. Dillon's playing Minnesota. Keenan Allen's got Pittsburgh. T. Higgins playing the Raiders. Pat Freiermuth also against the Chargers. And then he's got Saquon sitting in his flex playing Tampa Bay. So that's Aaron's team. I've got Josh Allen against Indiana. I've got Zach Moss and Adrian Peterson as my running backs 1 and 2. Moss is playing Indiana as well. Peterson's playing Houston. I got CeeDee Lamb against KC. Deebo Samuel against Jacksonville. Jared Cook against Pittsburgh. Elijah Moore against Miami.
It's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I'd say that's one to watch for sure.
This is going to be tough.
I'll go Aaron because he's been hot.
That's fair.
I'll go with Johnny.
Thank you, Connor. Appreciate it.
I think it'll be close then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly a coin flip.
Yeah, I think it's toss-up. It's a big divisional game. I mean, that one's kind of to put Aaron truly back into the hunt. He still won't be positive, but he'll be close. He'll be as close as he's been since week 2.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up, we got Cut My Nuts against New South Charlottetown. ESPN has Cut My Nuts winning by 18 points. But Matt's got Le'Veon Bell, the free agent, sitting in his bench right now, so we'll see if he changes it.
There should be easy dubs for Tristan.
Nick Chubb should be able to come back this week, though. I think he's predicted back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And he's got the Lions.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
So it'll be interesting. I think Matt could sneak this one away. Because Tristan, looking at his team, Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Elijah Mitchell, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, and then Antonio Gibson sitting at flex. I'm looking at that. I'm like, those guys should all score 10 or more points. But it just doesn't seem to happen.
You should be doing well. Yeah, we'll see. I like Tristan. That's good.
All right, that's fair. I'm picking Tristan too. I think he's got it in the bag. We'll move next to I Chase Young Kids against Beham Stinky Rat Juice. This one's I think tough to call too because Zach's team is just on the down low right now. But
the dirty team name.
Yeah, the dirty team. It's our bounty dirty team name matchup of the week. That's what we're calling it.
Pedophiles versus anti-Semitic.
We love it. Only in the Justice League.
It's like Catholics versus convicts. Pedophiles versus anti-Semitic.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'll take. I don't know. Give me Aiden. All right. Next up, Dan Bites Kneecaps against Morning Chubb. Give me Connor all day long. I don't think Morning Chubb stands a chance.
Yeah, Connor's winning that one.
Hopefully.
And then our Progressive Auto Insurance, Liberty Mutual, Liberty Bibberty DJ matchup of the week. Herbie, fully loaded against Sigma J L Grindset. Really, really tight matchup. It's a reverse fixture. Week 2, repeat. Herbie, fully loaded, took the win. 113.22 to 99.22. And we're back. Herbert against Mahomes. 1v1. I'm taking Mahomes in that. Especially Herbert against Pittsburgh's defense. Justin Herbert just hasn't, done anything recently, I thought. I don't know. What do you guys think about Justin Herbert?
Literally all of the Chargers are on a skid right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I still like him. I'm not in love with him.
Yeah. James Robinson.
I'll take Matthew in the points.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, we got James Robinson against Kamara, James Conner against Michael Carter, Diggs against Devontae, Godwin against Jalen Waddle. Godwin, that's kind of a win right there. Darren Waller versus Travis Kelce. I think I got to take Travis Kelce just because Darren Waller's been kind of a muppet. Bananas. 4011. That's their code if you need it. I was a grocery. Did you guys know I worked at a grocery store? Worked at a grocery store. All right, I'll take. I gotta take Matthew because it's gonna help my playoff chances if Matthews wins. So I want Matthew winning this game. Push them both to 6 and 5. Alrighty, so we're gonna sign off from the podcast there. Thank you for the boys for joining me. I had a great time, and I don't know if it's gonna be the most riveting content this week, but it's content, and we're bringing it to you.
Bad audio on my end.
It's okay. My audio probably wasn't great either in the car.
It's just what happens. It's what happens on the podcast. All right, thanks for joining. All right, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We're kind of out of time. We just missed Aaron, but yeah, Aaron's at work, so don't think we're gonna be able to get him unless he texts back. I don't know, but hopefully we can at least talk to him later tonight. But anyways, thanks guys for listening. Got a little bit off track there, but it was great to be back. Glad to bring back the content for you, and have a great evening. Catch ya. Don't go changing. See you when you all there.